Uh, Good morning, wherever you are, brothers and sisters. I greet you in the name of the Father, of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. May God bless you all. Today, as I said yesterday, I'll be talking about what is the origin of Valentine's Day and should a Christian celebrate it. What is the origin of Valentine's Day and should a Christian celebrate it? Today I'll be going in details about should a Christian celebrate Valentine's Day. Is God happy with it? I'll be going in detail to say the origin of Valentine's Day. And you, as a believer, you will make your decision on it. And by the end of this program, if you want the full details, you will see my email on it. Just check it and send my email and I'll forward the details to you. Whether you're a pastor, because as a scholar, I get the facts and I do my research. And I even witness some in the 80s, how they celebrate Valentine's Day and why it's not good for a Christian to celebrate Valentine's Day. Before I go, let me look at the scriptures. What did Jesus Christ say in one place? I'm going to be looking first of all from Matthew. I'll be looking at Matthew chapter 15, verse 9. Matthew chapter 15, from verse 7 to 9. Wait. And Jesus said, "Ye hypocrites, where did Isaiah, which is Isaiah, prophesied of you, saying, These people draw near unto me with their mouth, but honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me." That's Matthew 15, verse 8. And verse 9, Jesus said, "But in vain they worship me, teaching for doctrine the commandment of men." So the doctrine of Valentine is commandment of men. That's why I will go into details today. As I said earlier on, if you want full details of this, I will send it to you. If you want full details of this to talk about Valentine, full details today, the history of Valentine, the originate of Valentine, and why should a Christian worship it or not. If I want to follow what Jesus said in that Matthew chapter 15, verse 7 to 9, especially verse 9, then you will know that Jesus doesn't agree with you. Now, first of all, let's see, what does Valentine's Day mean? Valentine's Day is an annual holiday recognized around the world. It celebrates romantic love, making a particular day for couples to spend together. That's what they said. But that's not what it's for. Valentine's Day is traditionally associated with the red heart, romance, flower, candle, and other sweet things, and the exchange of cards and flowers and gifts. St. Valentine's Day happened this Tuesday on the 14th, February 14th. It is a day where people draw their love and affection for another person, usually in the form of card, flower, and candle and messages, maybe through WhatsApp, whatever you do. Now, I want to tell you the real truth behind Valentine's Day. It is so when God says He wants us to live life abundantly, John 10:10. Does that include celebrating a feast or simply meaningless holiday like Valentine's Day? It's a question. The God who gives us everything, life, food, drinks, and the ability to think for ourselves, surely approve, Valentine's Days and the holiday for lovers to exchange gifts. Do not be so certain about this, and do not assume anything. Do not even take this article for it. Let's now go back to history and see what it's for. For a time in the past, like Christmas, Easter, Halloween, New Year, some of them are holidays whose whitewash befriended custom of tolerance for pagan gods and idols by christening them. In those days, the Christians, they are doing so many things in order to gain the pagan, not to accept God, to accept Christ into their life. But the way they go about it is wrong. So many that affect us today. And so many of our people who are not scholars, even though you are not scholar, maybe you are somebody who can research yourself, you will see that so many things are wrong. And our other part of religion, like Muslim, who are knowledgeable, they are making jest of us not because our so-called pastor don't teach us the right thing and to tell us what is wrong, what is right to follow. Because the baptism in Christianity, different denominations. Let's go further. As innocent and harmless as St. Valentine's Day may appear, its tradition and custom originate from two of the most sexually perverted pagan festivals of ancient history. Lupercalia and Festival Day of Juno Febrata. Febrata is another dish from the Greeks. Celebrated on the 15th of Lupercalia, known as the Festival of Sexual License. So the festival is known as sexual license in those days, from the origin, whereby people allow themselves to meet one place and having sex openly, not even outside. They gather in the place, having sex. They can have fun. Now, was held by the ancient Romans in honor of Lupercus, god of fertility, as obligatory, protector of hip and harp, and a mighty hunter, especially of wolf. What happened that those people, the man called, is an honor to him. He protected the Romans, a corpse, from the wolves. So it's an hunter. So when people gather around in those days, around the bush, they rally together, they drink, they eat, having sex openly, especially women openly. I don't think that's why it's in the Bible. Now, when you look at this person, the Roman believed that Lupercus would protect Rome from lovely bounding wolf, because the mighty hunter, and from their livestock and people. But in those days, the wolf come inside the room and start messing up people, killing people. And this man, because this man have the way of doing his own, he's a mighty man, so they gave him the license to do whatever he's doing. But they know that he's protecting them. He had people that follow him, that they protect the home, property, so many things, people. So they gave him the license. Even they don't mind what he's doing, as long as the protection is there. That time there is no Christianity in those days. Now, to the Romans, February was also sacrificed to Juno Febrata. That one, the goddess of February, festival of love. That's why they have that love something. It's for the Romans, it's for the goddess in Rome's days, just to honor that man that's protected him from the wolves. Now, and of women and marriages. So on February 14, ballots of paper and pieces of paper are being gathered together to teenagers, to girls. So when those were, they will write the name of the girls in that place. They do a ballot, writing the name of all the girls that's available. They put it there down there for them. And what they did, that each of which had the name of teenager girls on it, written on it, and were put into a container. So they put all those names of those ones in a containers, whereby the teenager age boys will be choosing a ballot from that random. And when they choose it, they'll be joining them together in a game of festival, celebrating together. And after the festival, they will remain sexual partner for the rest of that year. Not as a married couple, just for that year. So we having sex together. But that first day, when they do the choosing of those one, they will gather together, have sex together openly. If you are not satisfied with this girl, you move to another girl. If you bring your wife down there, you exchange another one with another man. That's what they do openly. If that one, start to follow me and see, you conclude with yourself, if that one is accepted in the Bible, which I know it's not. Now, after this custom was observed in the Roman Empire for centuries. So it was taught for centuries, they observed that custom for a long time. Now, talking about the whitewashing per section. Now, where they have whitewashed was into this is where we find ourselves today. In the AD 494, Pope Seleucus renamed the festival of Juno Febrata as the festival of the purification of the Virgin Mary. That's where the problem is. The Pope that called himself Seleucus, he named that festival in the name of that person, the purification of Virgin Mary, accepted the pagan festival into Christianity. Now, when that happened in that AD 494, on February 14, he tried to change it to February 2nd. Then he changed back to February 14 in that AD 494. It is also known as the Candlemas and presentation of the Lord. They tried to put that on as part of the law. So they tried to put that Valentine's Day as part of the law in Rome in those days. Now, purification of Blessed Virgin and the feast of the presentation of the Christ in the temple. Now they added to it, when they do the purification for the Virgin people to come into the temple, they use that part of Valentine's Day as part of it, which was taken from the pagans who have sexual openly. Now, after the Constantine had made Romans church brand of Christianity, they put it part of Christianity, and officially the union of Roman Empire in the AD 325. Church leaders wanted to do away with the pagan festival of the people. So the church leader then decided that, okay, let's do away with this pagan of the people that is going to cause problem in the future, which is causing us now. That Lupercus was highly on their list. So the person in charge of Father Pandey, who had been protecting the Romans in those days, was at least that this thing, as people are having sex openly, by sending women together, no, this cannot come into Christianity. They try to do it, but they fail. Because people are so many, the Christianity is just coming into the Rome on that time. So if they decide to remove it, they believe that so many people will go away from Christianity. They decide to leave it, which is destroying this Christianity today. It is not until AD 494 and 496 that the church at Rome was able to do something about Lupercastians, powerless to give rid of it. That was their plan. Pope Celestinius instead changed it from February 15 to 14 and called it Saint Valentine's Day. That's how they get Valentine's Day. They change the name. But unfortunately, what they are doing is the custom or the pagan, why they haven't set together for that day, they didn't change it. They don't change the name. You are able to change the culture, but they are changing the name to fit their purpose. Well, it was made after one that of church saint, which is AD 270, was executed by the emperor for his belief. Now, during that time, the guy they call Valentine is an emperor. Emperor decided to execute that saint on that day. He rescued the person. And in order to honor him for it, he died for Christianity. They basically put his name for Valentine's Day. Because they have mentioned it in the church earlier on. So the church now, taking care of it, accepted the pagans' festival into Christianity. This one was even observed by myself in the 85. I was at a wine festival in Rome. And I attended another one in Greece, which we call Iraculum. After Athens, we have a ship to move to an island called Iraculum. So we do have to do festival of wine in those days. So when it is anyone they do on the Valentine's Day, every wine festival on that, which is February 14, people will gather together, tasting a different wine and sleeping to one another. If you bring your wife there, you will exchange, sleeping with them openly. If you are not satisfied with that, you go to another woman and drinking different wine. That's how they celebrate the day. That's the truth about it. And I don't see that one in the Bible that Jesus Christ should be doing that. I don't see that now. So as a Christian, you should know that are you supposed to be celebrating that day? What should we be doing? So the church whitewashed us. Instead of putting the name in the guest box, now they change it again. The system. This was Roman vain attempts to whitewash a pagan observance by Christianity it. Because they want to push it back into Christianity so that we adopt it. So in that portion, we thought Christians think they are wise, our forefathers, our leaders. They mistakenly, the pagans, who's leading by Satan himself, decided, no, if they can't, there are people who will not worship Christ unless you adopt our pagan's way. So they adopted the pagan way in order to please people. By so doing, offending God. Which now they succeeded because many Christians today have celebrated Valentine's days. Even back in Africa, in Nigeria especially, I see so many things associated on Valentine's Day. And these are people who call it Christian. The church leaders. It's a pity. Now, going further, which is God has not given man power or authority to do so. God has not given them the power at that time, the authority to accept the pagans into the Valentine's Day. The pagans are the people who even though they change the name to Valentine name, but they are still practicing what they are doing up to today. For those of us who have traveled, some pastors might be arguing about it because they don't travel, they don't say anything. Even though they travel, maybe they just go to all their churches with the program and they just go back. They don't know what is going on. I got the evidence, live evidence of what is going on. And having traveled for almost 30-something years, now going to 40 years, I think I've been all over the world. So if you want more proof of this one, you can look at my email, send it to me, I forward all the details to you. Now, going further, though the church at Rome had banned the sexual lottery, they have what they call sexual lottery in those days. It's sexual lottery, what we call Valentine's Day. They use it for sex. For those of us who have been watching film, old film, you will see when the king is sitting down, women will learn about that king, drinking, maybe half naked, the way they dress. And when they want to have sex, the king can even tell you, oh, take this one. Especially when it is on Valentine's Day for celebration. If you having sex in one corner, when everybody looking at you, and when people are eating and taking, you are different animal. Now, the young men still practice a much token of this one. Even though they try to cancel it now, it's difficult for them to cancel. But the young men are used to that attitude, so they still continue practicing it. That's why I noticed, that's why by that 80s, I too can be able to see life and direct. By that time, as a Muslim, I became a Christian in May, that's 1985. But I've seen a lot of this before that in 1985. But I know that all these things are bad. They are not part of the Christians. But unfortunately, our people, who's our forefather, they did not tell us. Or when they are even trying to do it, they believe people will run away from being Christians not because they want to sacrifice themselves. Is it not better for we allow people to sacrifice themselves and get again? What we have to do as a pastor or whatever we call ourselves as a believer, we need to teach them. Tell them the truth, just as Christ was telling them in that Matthew chapter 15. If you tell them the truth, it's for them and God now, whether they want to believe or they want to believe in God, it depends between them and God. Heaven is an individualism, it's not collectively. So you do what you want to do with God. After you know the truth, and they say the truth will set us free. Going back, if you want to look at it now, when you look at it now in Genesis, you will see how God has made somebody the Baal worshippers. But let's look at it. But what does the earth symbol having done with the honor of Numero and Valentine's Day? They are all the same, but it was Numero who started this thing to join to start from the Old Testament. The title Baal means Lord or Master, or is mentioned throughout the Bible as the God of pagans. God has warned us in the Old Testament from the beginning that we cannot worship pagan. So whatever anybody, like pagan being anything festival and you are worshiping it, you are worshiping pagan. Even though you are a Christian, even though you are a believer, immediately you accept it. If our the punishment will be more with our forefathers or our pastor now, that's this encourage us to celebrate. We have seen a lot of rating up from the pastors, which is absolute nonsense. Because what they are teaching us, they are teaching us wrong things. Anyway, there's a lot of pastors, because we have Revelation 12 pastors who belong to Jesus Christ. We have Revelation 13 pastors who Satan has promised to set up. So, they can still call themselves pastors. Because let us open our eyes to see which is which. But most of us are all using the Bible. So, when you look at it in that in the ancient Chaldeans, the language of the Babylonian, Ba, which is similar to Ba, made art. This is where the Valentine art symbol originated, from the Ba. That symbol they use for Valentine's Day, we are saying we are celebrating from the origin of pagans god, Ba. Now notice the name copy. It was the Latin verb meaning to desire. Copy means to desire. You desire this. Cupid was the son of Venus, woman's goddess. Is the goddess of beauty and love. You see? Is the goddess of beauty and love. Having celebrated by day on the same day where the pagan are celebrating it, we are all the same. That moment, the angels in heaven are not happy, not even God himself. Now, going further, if we look at also known as Eros in ancient Greeks, that's the name. It's just like in Africa, we have different names. We call Jesus Christ, depending on the tradition of those 20 names. So that's one I've been putting in different names, but the same thing they are celebrating. They are celebrating gods, who is the goddess of love in Greeks. That's what they are celebrating as Valentine's Day. The authorities of the description of this one, both cruel and happy personality. So many of them do say they do so many things. If we use the invisible house, that's the problem people don't know. Now this is what they use. They will use the invisible house and type with gold to strike the unexpected men and women, causing them to fall madly in love. That's what they do, because it's a spiritual being. Because it's spiritual something, they use it in now. By the time you are making sex between one another, husband, boys and girls, whoever that you are sleeping on that day, they throw that arrow on them. They are madly in love. When they see any woman come about, they go from one to another one, and see any woman, as they are doing it, this goddess is happy about it, is throwing something against them. That's why nowadays when you look at this, some pastors went to go and get power from the sea, as Romans, as Revelation 13 said it. Read the book of Revelation, getting the power from there. This is why they sleep with them. Some of them are doing confessions. It's the same, this goddess who use that power and doing Valentine for you people to be sleeping with each other. It is the same thing for those pastors, giving them power as have been foretold in that Revelation 13. So they get powers from the people are saying they are doing miracle. May God help us. Different miracles, power. They will go there to seaside and go and get power. They always do that in the midnight. Not the people, not the white garment to go on the day. This people they go there, especially the so-called Presbyterian churches. That's where they go and get power. They go and get power from the goddess. When you look at this together, if you look at the way thing that what does God think? Let's put that let's go to God now about this thing we are doing. What does God think? Read from God's commandment is people concerning pagan custom and tradition. Jeremiah 10, verse 2 to 3. Let's see what the Lord said. Learn not the way of the Akin, for the custom of the people are vain. Learn not the way of the Akin, for the custom of the people are vain. Vanity of vanity. The Lord has said from them. That is Jeremiah chapter 10, 2 to 3. Also, noting from the Christ himself, his word, according to the Matthew 15, verse 9, and Jesus said, but in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrine the commandment of men. Valentine is the commanded from the pagans. If they are festival of having sex for anybody, you don't have to know them. Enjoy your day for that day. Not only that day, but that day is a special day they use for that one to celebrate that God. There will be a lot of women naked. You sleeping with this, sleeping with that, sleeping with that, nakedly. I've seen it before. So you have, as a Christian, you have to be careful. This was a foretold this one. You have said in the Old Testament, you have said it in the New Testament by his own mouth. Throughout the Bible, God desires Athens as those who worship things that he created animal, the sun, the moon, the star, the tree, etc. So if you are worshiping all these things, then you are not for God. If you are celebrating it, you are not for God. That's the truth. But that's the idea. They're only changing the name, try to confuse people, the churches. But they know they are valid, but for all those people where this thing was did, they still celebrating in the same way. Up to now. So if the tradition of those pagans we are doing that, we are not supposed to be celebrating it. God anointed. In Ezekiel chapter 8 to chapter 11, go and read it. God said to Ezekiel, he said, go into that hole of the wall. Look at it. He said, I saw the elders of Israel worshiping sun. He said, move to another place. You will say, he said, I saw the woman bowing down to the moon. Go and look at it. Ezekiel chapter 8 to chapter 11. All these things are there for us to know what is going on. So Valentine's Day is not for Christians, it's not for a believer. That's one of the things that the Jews are even using against us. But you can never see any Jew go on Valentine's Day. They say, okay, we accept Jesus from them, fine. But we are not doing the right thing. I remember when I went for the pilgrimage, they are showing us so many things that is wrong, that we are practicing, they are not practicing. What is the truth? At one point when I saw that a lot of things going on in Christianity and they are not doing the right thing according to the Bible, I only back up to go back to Muslim. But thank God for our Lord Jesus Christ, who intervened immediately, showed me more things and encouraged me that this is the right thing, this is the right thing. You don't have to go back teaching people as to what I'm doing right now, telling them the truth. Let them know the truth. Whether they agree with it or not, show them the truth. If you don't to our soul pastors, they are telling them the wrong thing because they want to retain their people in the church. No. If you want to win soul for God, leave them. You preach, tell them the truth, and then make their decision. May God forgive us all. Now, going further than that one, in the book of Leviticus, we see so many things. Verse 18, verse 3. God commanded the Israelites not to divide themselves with the pagan parties and custom of surrounding nations. Verse 24 to 20 of that Leviticus 18, verse 24 to 29. Therefore shall you keep my ordinance, that you commit not any one of those abominable customs which were committed before you, and that you defile not yourself therein. I am the Lord your God. Verse 30. That's Leviticus 18, from verse 3, 24, verse 24 to 30. You can read it. All this Valentine's Day has been foretold before. It's been there. They only rename it. It has been foretold from the Old Testament, and Jesus Christ condemned it himself. Whether they change his name or not, what they are doing is still what they are doing. So God himself caused Egypt a nation of natural worshipper with 10 plagues just because of this thing. That's why God got annoyed. And if God got annoyed with that one, we are going back to it and calling because people are telling you to go call the Valentine's days and we are following it. There, we are not of God. Why is polygamy wrong? Why is it wrong? Because God has said it's wrong. Polygamy is wrong because they are worshiping other gods. They are worshiping God God has created. And one of the greatest